What is going on, Panthers Nation? I asked and I said, hey, what do y'all want me to talk about? Gave you a bunch of choices. Everybody wants mock drafts. Mock draft this, mock draft that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deliver mock drafts. I'm going to give you two mock drafts. This is going to be different than the normal ones. You usually have already delivered. I'm going to do it live. Well, at least from my perspective, live, not technically live, but we're going to go through. You can see who was available, who did I pick, tell me where I got it wrong, where I got it right, and let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, y'all. So today I'm using NFLDraftBuzz.com. I like to use them for general content that I collect. You can use them as well. I'm not affiliated with them. They're not a sponsor or anything like that. Let's go ahead. We're going to do a 7 round mock warp speed so that I can get through this and you can see it. Randomizer, we'll keep it at 2. Trades are still active. Jimmy Johnson value chart. And let's go ahead and enter the draft. When this thing says warp speed, it is fast. Like you hit the start button. Here we go. And this thing flies by. All right, so no offers on the table. Thought for sure we would get an offer, some type of trade offer. So we didn't, and I'm not going to go out and make a trade. So I'll leave it as is. So pick 33, and again, remember my position and needs or my thoughts: center, tight end, wide receiver, edge, inside linebacker, and cornerback. I know there's quite a few cornerbacks that are available or wide receivers that are available. Excuse me. I was looking to see who's available on the offensive line. We have Zach Frazier, who's ranked at 62. You know, a lot of folks like Zach Frazier. I'm going to wait. Take a look at the wide receiver position. Worthy, Coleman, McConkey, Mitchell. I really like Mitchell. I know a lot of other folks do. I could probably wait, try to get a Malachi, a Walker, Polk. I'm going to go ahead and start this off with a bang. We're going to check one box off the list in the draft. We're going to start with Mitchell. Let's go ahead and draft him. Yeah, this thing goes so quickly. Now we have an offer from Jacksonville. It's not terrible, right? We get an offer for a linebacker. What's the next offer on the list? Edge from New York Giants come calling again. Let's reject those. Let's stay put here at pick 39. So pick 39. Remember, pick 33 got wide receiver. You can track it here on the right-hand side. So we're not going to get a wide receiver anymore. Let's go back to the all, see who's available. Kool-Aid is heck of a cornerback. The fact that he's still available at pick 39, I've got to take him because this guy is definitely a first-round talent. He's still available. So we're going to shore up, and there you have it, draft a cornerback. Now we're back at pick 65, going into the third round. Trade offer from the Green Bay Packers, a second-round pick, fourth-round pick, fifth-round pick, and a tight end. That is not realistic. And from Seattle, we have pick 17 in round 3, pick 17 in round 6, and a round 3, third-round pick next year. That's what they're offering. That's not terrible. We're at 65. We moved back a little bit to pick up really just a pick next year, but that really doesn't do anything good for us. Like, sure, in real life, it'd be great. So I'm just going to reject it. Let's reject that offer for today. I'm really looking to add, which technically I know we did, but to add in playmakers here. Oh, man. Yep. You can see the list. I don't think we're going to have Xavier Worthy available this late. We do have our boy Peyton Wilson. Y'all know I've talked about needing a linebacker, how much I like Peyton Wilson. Luke Kuechly's talked about him. I've drafted him quite a few times. We'll have to keep him here in Carolina, and that's exactly what we are going to do. Now, technically, I probably should have looked to see if a center was available, and I know I'm pushing down some of our needs. So center, edge, I really kind of put those to the back burner in favor of best player available. That's really what I've done, which I think is okay. Cade Stover, high on Cade Stover. There's a tight end. I've talked about needing that tight end. Let's go back to the offensive line. We have a center out of Arkansas, Bo Limmer. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to find it, which does worry me that I should have drafted a center much earlier versus kind of waiting for this desperation. I've got our cornerback, see who's available. I mean, we're at pick 101. Stover is still on the table. Let's see what the if we can preview. Oh, this is nice because you can preview his profile. 41 receptions, 576 yards, 5 receiving touchdowns. His time at Ohio State. We can see all of his metrics on here, which is another reason I really like this. Let's look at his aggregate ranking. This will tell us where he's ranked on other boards. So yeah, you can see here Fox, NFL, PFF has him very late, like a pick 113, but it's close to where we are. I like him as a tight end. So let's go ahead and draft. Tight end is secure. We're really talking about an edge and a center at this point. And now I know we're kind of getting into slim pickings. We really get into a wild world here. Kalen King, cornerback. I've looked at him before. Now I'm just trying to get to his aggregate rankings here because there's some folks, yeah, like CBS, Athletic. There's some folks that are really high on him, some that are not, which you can see there. But we have a cornerback, so I think it'd be a bit of a reach right now for me to scoop him up. That's late, right? We're in round 5. I've not picked up an edge or a center. And to be honest, I'm not nearly as familiar with some of these later round edge players that are on the list. I know Alabama produces quite a bit of talent. Clemson on the list. Let's take a look at Justin here. 7 sacks, 63 tackles, 29 solo tackles. Well, let's see what his like aggregate ranking is because he may be worth looking at here. Oh my gosh, one chart has him at 235. Yeah, quite quite a discrepancy. That's NFL.com. PFF has him at 124. ESPN 103. You can see CBS has him much lower. You know what? Let's go ahead and draft him here. So we lock up the edge. That's off the board. Really leaves us a center and then potentially a running back if I wanted to get him. But again, now I'm getting back into the state of the program where there's some talent here, but not as familiar. Let's look at Tanner Bortolini. I think I looked at him before in a previous mock. Not sure if it was an official mock that I put out because all these things blur together. Let's see where Tanner ranks. Yeah, ESPN 120, 139, PFF 212. And what pick are we? We're at pick 166. So yeah, maybe if he's around in the 7th round, we would scoop him up here. So now let's go back and kind of think about best player available. We've scooped up a few safeties in free agency. So I'm like, I don't know if it makes sense to want to scoop up another safety here. Running back out of New Hampshire. Dylan Wall, 5'10", 206, 715 rushing yards, 9 rushing touchdowns, 68 receptions, 699 yards. Is he the replacement for Christian McCaffrey? I doubt it, but you know what? Let's take a look here. Draft Buzz, PFF, higher ranking. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and lock up running back. Sure, we could take a look at some of these other guys here, but we're gonna take Isaiah Davis. Wait, nope, Dylan Waub out of New Hampshire. Well, before I do that, Isaiah Davis, South Dakota State, is one notch above him. Wow, 1,500 rushing yards, 6 foot, 218 pounds, 18 rushing touchdowns, 23 receptions. So not as many receptions. Let's see where he stacks in the aggregates. Pretty close. NFL.com 116. PFF has him much higher. ESPN much higher as well. So it's really coming down to, do we want a pass catching back or this downhill runner? I do think I mean, it really just depends on how you look at the roster today and like what do we really want. So I'm going to take Isaiah Davis. Oops, hit the wrong button. Do this again. All right, we get a trade. Hey, you want to take ours? No. Oh, why are we trading seventh round picks, like pick swapping? No, let's reject it. And let's get out of here. See if our offensive lineman was able to make it. He was not. So now I am scrambling. We got Nick. Look at that, dude. Out of South Carolina, Garguglio. Ooh, these guys are like not even projected to be drafted, but it is seventh round. It is late. Dylan McMahon out of North Carolina State. I guess so, right? I was gonna say we could pair him. Well, either way, we're gonna get a local kid, so we'll go with the South Carolina prospect here. Whew. All right, we're gonna close that because I'm not too worried about it. That's your summary. Draft number one: Mitchell, Kool-Aid, Peyton Wilson, Cade Stover, Justin, Isaiah, and Nick. We have a wide receiver, cornerback, linebacker, tight end, defensive line, edge, running back, and center. All right, folks, we're going to reset it. We're going to reset it. We're going to do it one more time because that's what I said. Here we go. Warp speed. Let's get the randomizer. Oh, we'll leave it. I think that was okay. Select the Panthers. Enter the draft. We'll do another draft here. I was going to say Marvin Harrison Jr. available. What is going on? Wow. Round 3 this year. Or pick 3 in round 2, I should say. Round 3, pick 27, and a 2025 offer plus a defensive tackle. That's a ridiculous offer. Bengals are offering us 17. Safety Nick Scott. No. Round and hold up, because now y'all got me. Yeah. I'm like, how are you going to offer me someone that we signed, Nick Scott? It's like, I had to do a double take there. So, yeah, that one's a no go. Buccaneer rivals. Yeah, if they were going to give us a first round, a fourth, and a seventh, sure, we'd take that. Like, what? Again, I'm focused on like what we're actually doing, a first round pick for next year. Let's go back to this offer. So I know this has some future looking things, but we get a defensive tackle, Roy Lopez. We just moved back to pick 35, and we also get a third round pick. So I'm going to take it. We'll accept this trade. We get pick 35 and 39. And then we get some more offers here, right? Some of these do sound good. Round 4, round 5, round 6. No. All right, let's actually draft some folks. Get position of need: center, tight end, wide receiver, edge, inside linebacker, cornerback. Okay, Jackson Powers Johnson, center, is available on the board. Draft. That's a no-brainer for me. Shoring up the offensive line, getting us the center that we need. Checkbox. Few more offers here. No, let's reject and let's just draft. Have Troy Franklin, Xavier Leggett, Donnie Mitchell. Like, yeah, I'm thinking we're getting a wide receiver. I drafted Mitchell in the previous draft. I've drafted Troy Franklin. I've drafted Xavier Leggett. What about edge? Who's available? What kind of edge? Chris Jenkins, right? He would be a really, really good pick. Marshawn Nealon, who the Panthers are talking to. Just to change it up, I do like Leggett. Let's keep it honest. Yep. I've drafted him so many times, but I feel like he's the one. We'll take Troy Franklin just to keep it. Look at that. I didn't back to back Oregon guys. All right, now we are at Pick 65 in round three, no offers. So we've got our wide receiver, we've got a center. I know Peyton Wilson is on the board. What about edge? Marshawn Nealand. Again, I'll wait a little bit. Maybe we can get him with pick 90. Let's look at best available. Maybe. Why is this not changing over? It's not switching, so that's fantastic. Looks like we're stuck on edge. Isn't this wonderful? So now it's going to make me. Oh man, this is fun. I think if I refresh, it's not going to work. So we are going to go with Braylon Trice. Well, at least let me look at his draft profile. Maybe that'll be the thing that helps. Nope, can't even do that. All right, we're going to draft. Nope, can't even do that. None of the things are working. Refresh. Nothing's working at all. Wonderful. I guess we broke this draft. So we may leave this as a two-person draft on the follow-up in. All right. Well, that's how things shake out sometimes, right? You try to do it and the website decides to crash. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I'd hope to get two, but we got like one and two picks in the second round. So kind of got to go through it. Anyways, folks, that's Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one.